speaker Hanna Kreitem of Internet Society to talk about IXP tracker, resilience index, and content locality.
Прошу, Hanna, please, stage is yours.
Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, can we have this slide? Okay.
You have to speak louder, I guess. Yeah.
Right. As we get Microsoft PowerPoint to work, good luck with that. My name is Hanna Kreitem, and I work with the Internet Society on issues related to interconnectivity and peering. So the Internet Society is a global organization with a very clear mission. We want open, globally connected, secure, and trustworthy Internet. We do many projects that fall under that mission and vision, and we collaborate with multiple communities around the world. We have chapters, we have 130 or 140 something chapters around the world that allows us more or less a global access. What I will be talking with you today is not something new in a sense. It's not a new form of wheel. It is the same wheel that we know, but we are trying to make it easier for people to use it and feel more comfortable while using it. So think of it as adding few layers of rubber around that wheel. And the wheel that we are talking about today is internet measurements, particularly in relation to IXP's content and traffic locality. So this work falls under our Pulse platform. If you are aware about it, yesterday my colleague Amrish gave a very good presentation about that and focused on the internet resilience part. Today I'll be talking about different set of tools that you may use in your daily work. So to start with the IXP tracker. The IXP tracker is a new area of focus under Pulse. And it looks at different IXPs around the world, tries to monitor the growth and development. And here is one of the advantages that the tracker offers, or we are working to make it offer it more, is the historical data and changes over time. We also work on evaluating performance and reliability of the IXPs, make it easier for you to make decisions related to connecting peering with IXPs based on performance and reliability data. We facilitate network optimization through providing up-to-date data that can be used by you to fix a few things that may have fallen through the cracks when you were setting your IXP. And of course, which is a very important topic to our heart, and it's part of all the work that we do, is fostering community engagement. The IXP tracker, as I said, is not trying to invent a new type of wheel. What we are doing is that we are collecting data from different data sources around the world. We have PeeringDB, we have PCH as data sources, Rival plus IXP Looking Glass, and so on, and try to make some information from this data, make it readable, easy to digest, easy to present. So the information provided includes capacity, membership growth around over time, plus we categorize them through geographical entities, so it's easy for you to see all the IXPs in one country and how they do. There is also the global overview in relation to IXP coverage. By the way, just a note here, there are a few slides that I will be skipping for the sake of time and to not bore you with a lot of graphs and data. But this presentation is available on the CAPIF website, So if you're interested in more details about any of the issues here, you can consult it first or get in touch with any of the Inter Society members here. So yeah, we start with the global overview of the status and development of IXP growth in terms of capacity over time. Then we start go through country views, and from there we can get some idea about how the growth of the traffic that's being exchanged, okay, went through the years. And then from there you can get more details about each and every IXP. Now we are listening. We did present this in a few other events before, and we got a lot of feedback, we got a lot of comments, and we are listening. And that's why we are developing the IXP Tracker 2.0 based on the feedback that we are getting. So, and please, if anyone has any ideas, any comments, feel free to share it. We are adding a lot more features, including a view from AS level, prefix level, the ability to compare two IXPs, and a new research that we are conducting now on the benefits from peering and connecting to IXPs, the network benefit calculator. This would be a very good tool if you want to convince your manager that you need or you don't need to connect to an IXP or to some decision makers at the political level, whether supporting IXPs is important or not. Also, one of the comments we received was that yes, global and country is not enough. Sometimes we need regional view. So that's also something that is coming with all the details. I'm skipping these because it's your homework to go and look them up. So as I mentioned earlier, one of the tools is the benefits of peering. And this is a specific study that we are doing. So we are teaming with researchers from universities to try to quantify the benefits of peering. We want to understand the benefits to the incoming networks and to the other networks. So the result will be in the form of a calculator. If you ever visited the Pulse platform, we have the net loss calculator somewhere where you can select a country, set dates, and it will give you an estimate of the harm that will happen to the economy, local economy, if internet was shut off in that region or in that country at that time. We are doing something similar in a way, in a sense, in that it is easy to use with data that can be trusted and can be also used in advocacy and setting the recommendations. It will also involve other aspects in relation to the economy, the cost-benefit analysis. There was a great tool mentioned yesterday by Thomas, if I'm not mistaken. So this more or less covers similar aspects. The discussion there was on ROI from the viewpoint of providers or telecom providers. Here it's open to everyone, and we want to estimate the financial benefit of using a peering link instead of a transit link, as well as the economic impact that an IXP can bring to the country. Now, all that is more or less theoretical, right? We want a sort of metrics that can tell us very quickly, at a very high level, how a country is doing in terms of content locality. And that came through our 50-50 vision. The 50-50 vision is the set of projects and tasks we are conducting to achieve at least or to keep at least half of internet traffic within selected economies, within these selected economies. So basically, as you may know, many countries have way beyond the 50-50 or 50% of their traffic local. Other countries have close to zero. So we are teaming with people to have faster, stronger, and cheaper internet access through keeping it local. And the partners for this vision include technical communities, as you, policymakers, where we want to make it easy for them to decide on issues related to connectivity, policies related to accepting transit and so on and so forth, as well as our own larger community, including the organization members, individual members, chapters, special interest groups, and other partners. Now, how can we operationalize that even more? So we are testing two concepts, basically. And we are doing measurements related to these two concepts. The first one is the cache locality, and the second one is the popular content locality. Both of them are metrics in support of the 50-50 vision. We look at local traffic, that is traffic that is sourced from an in-country server, external traffic, something that comes over transit from a server out of the country. A CDN, you would know CDN, you would know what the content cache is, and the edge network. So these are your typical definitions. So we tested a few methods of how we can get the data. And we found that having many vantage points that are as close as possible to the end users will give us a very good overview of how the user actually sees the internet. Sometimes if we, for example, set up a virtual server in a data center, it may not reflect the actual internet experience as the user would have. So we opted to use residential proxies, which can run HTTP measurements. We do some tests with that. The benefits is that it has much larger coverage than RIBE Atlas, Luni, AMLab, you name it, all the probes. And as I said, it reflects the actual and the real user experience. So this brings us to another question that came up throughout today. I want to talk about IXPs, the challenges that IXPs have. What is better? Should we host natively or should we use CDNs? So we are trying to answer these questions through metrics. What we do is we go to the list of the top 1,000 used websites, popular websites within each country, and run a test to determine the CDN providers for these websites. And when we get a hit from a CDN, we try to categorize the CDN as local, regional, external, based on the codes that we get. We aggregate these numbers through some magic, which is you can see here, in order to come with a weighted local versus regional or external content percentage. Overall, when we look at the top level of hosting time, we found that, well, more or less, more than half of content is hosted over CDNs, delivered over CDNs. This differs from one continent to another, but more or less CDNs are dominating the market when it comes to that. We also looked into what are the most popular CDNs within the top 1,000 websites, and it was Cloudflare. And then we started looking at how we can get numbers from this methodology. We started with the cache locality. If you remember, I mentioned we have two things. We have cache locality and we have the popular content locality. The cache locality, we ran the numbers, and this is how it looks at the global level. But more interesting for this region would be this. This is the set of the 6 countries that are more or less part of this event. As you can see, content served externally is dominating. And I think that was basically part of the discussion we had today here when people were trying to find ways to reach CDNs outside of the region. It will not help a lot because it will still be considered under external. See, it's not there, it's not within this region. If you want to dig even deeper to each of the countries, Kyrgyzstan, where we are, more or less like 60-40, something like that. Tajikistan, 80-20. Almost also another 60-40, Kyrgyzstan. Iran, this is a very interesting case, and I'll tell you later on why. Of course, for political reasons, you will not find cache CDNs within Iran. So most of the cache servers are available outside Iran, except for one, Alibaba. Yeah, you can imagine why. But so basically, no cache servers inside Iran proper. Uzbekistan is also within the 70-30, 60-40 area. So it is more or less the region, whole region is around these numbers. Turkmenistan, nothing local. Everything is external, as it seems. Now, is it enough to measure the cache availability locally or not? If we had any IXP one-on-one course, one of the first few things we would hear of is that having more caches locally means that the user experience is better. It means that people will have access to cheaper, more reliable internet and so on. This is largely true. But we wanted to even dig further and see about the top 1,000 websites that are popular within each country, where they served from. Because it's not enough just to look at cache servers. We could have stopped somewhere here. Sorry. Yeah, we could have stopped somewhere here. Yeah. Okay, but we moved on with the popular content locality. I will jump here to the locality in relation to the word. You can see this is a typical dominance results that you can, as you can imagine. But we dig deeper to the region. This is the region. Iran is green here. But if you remember, it only had Alibaba cache servers. So this is basically how the tool would look like. It goes over time, gives you what percentages of the content is available locally, regionally, or externally. Now, there's something that is missing here. I think there's some slides maybe they are missing. Anyway, I had some more slides about each and every country in the region and how they do in terms of content locality. And the surprising aspect here, you can infer the results here from this map, was the case of Iran. Most of the content that is requested from Iran to the top 1,000 popular website was served locally, even though we don't have cache servers there. So this is a very interesting case that I think we need also to think of, that we don't really have to have the global cache service locally to, it will definitely help, of course, but it's not the only way to achieve content locality. Now, I will end this by looking at ways how we can achieve our goals together. As I said during the presentation, we love to listen. We love to get comments, feedbacks, how we can make this better. And if you have any use cases, please share it with us so we would make it easier for you to work. We do offer also some grant programs for IXPs, to building IXPs, leveling up IXPs, and developing the regional organization and this year the national organizations that support peering and interconnection. And we would love to work with you on making the internet better in this region. So yeah, thank you very much.